Hey, hi team, welcome again to this in the Selenium framework training. So today we are going to focus on the framework. So last time we have seen the content, we have gone through the detailed content, right? Now today we are going to focus on the framework. So just think about it. What is a framework? I'm not going into the technical term. So you people have to just understand that what is a framework, right? Okay, so we can just go through the the dictionary meaning of the framework. So what exactly is the framework? So framework is nothing but it is a structure, right? Or it is a skeleton. Okay, so now the question is again, what is a structure? Correct. And what is a skeleton? So we are going to think about it, what exactly it does, right? So in short, if you go with this in the framework definition theme, right? A framework defines that the team way of doing, right? It's a common standard. So we are working as a team, and then we should follow the one common standard, and that is what it is called as framework, or we can say that it is a systematic approach for your automation project. Now, when we talk about this, the structured based testing, right? When we talk about the structured based testing, is nothing but we have to design the framework structured. We have to create a folder structure, and I'm talking about this in the structure in detail. Okay, how, which folder, what it contains, right? Everything we will going to see in details. So this is about the framework, right? It is a skeleton, or it is kind of a structure, or we can say that it is a systematic approach for your automation projecting, right? So this is what it is called as a framework. Now, when we talk about, the next question is, what are the different types of the framework, right? And why this is important? Before going to start with the different types of the framework, we should know why this is important, correct? So when you design a well structured, the program, right? It could be easily maintainable. Very simple, right? We can perform the data driven test using an external files, maybe your CSV file, Excel sheet, any database, right? That way it can pull the data from that Excel sheet or any external source, and we can perform the data driven test. So definitely we are going to focus on that also. We can get standard reports. So how many test cases are passed, how many test cases are failed, how much percentage of the test coverage is done, etc. Then the logs has been getting the generated or not. So everything we are getting into this the report, detailed report, right? And everybody has to follow the coding standard, right? And it should be a consistent. So that's why the framework is required. So easily maintainable. Correct? We can pull the data from an external sheets. We will get it the the standard reports. So that could be the shareable with your client or stakeholder, right? So that is what, and we have to follow, that is a standard, coding standard, right team? Okay, so that's why the framework is important. Now let's move ahead with the understand what are the different types of the frameworks are there. Okay, I'm going to tell you very short and sober way. See, linear automation framework. So the linear automation framework is nothing but it is a record and playback. Okay, it is nothing but it is a record and playback. Modularity driven framework is nothing but that the entire script is divided into the modules and the functions using test-ng. See, try to understand. I will focus on the later, in details later on. Don't worry about it. Then the behavior driven development, okay, or behavior driven framework, BDD, correct. Cucumber. So you heard about it, right? We have to write it down the user stories, and that is getting into converted into the scripts, right? The feature files and all. So definitely we will focus on that also. Then the data driven framework. We have to pull the data from an external sheet, and then finally it's a keyword driven framework. Okay, so there is a column in an Excel sheet keyword. We have to pull that keyword and we have to drive the entire script. That is what it is called as a keyword driven framework. And then the last one, it's a combination of any of the above. It becomes an hybrid framework. It's very so simple, correct? So the linear is nothing but record and playback. Modularity is nothing but we have to divide the entire script into the modules or the functions. Behavior driven development is nothing but we are going to create or generate in the feature file. Based on that, we can drive the data, okay, that the script is getting generated, and we have to perform the the automation. Then the data driven framework is nothing but we have to pull the data from an external sheet, and then the keyword driven is nothing but there is an Excel sheet which contains one column which is called as a keyword, and we have to pull the data from that in the particular column and drive the entire script. So hope that this is clear to everyone. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of pause, right, and we will see in details how to start with the project. So first thing, I'm going to focus on the Selenium 4 features. Okay, so let's try to understand what are the features are there, right? Selenium features. Okay, so thank you team, and then see you in the next lecture. Bye bye.